In today's world, the ability to persuade is more important than ever. Whether you're trying to close a deal, convince your boss of a new idea, or simply influence a friend's opinion, persuasion can help you achieve your goals. Persuasion is the art of convincing someone to do something or believe something. It is not about manipulating or deceiving, but rather using reason, emotion, and ethics to influence the decisions of others. In a world where opinions are increasingly polarized, the ability to persuade has become an essential skill. Whether you are looking to convince your boss of a new idea, your children to do their homework, or your partner to go to the movies, mastering the art of persuasion will help you achieve your goals. In the current maelstrom where information bombards us from all sides and stimuli compete for our fleeting attention, capturing and maintaining people's interest has become a feat. Data overload clouds our ability to concentrate, making it difficult for messages to sink in and last in memory. It is as if we were sailing in an infinite sea of information, where waves of data drag us in a constant back and forth. To emerge from this ocean of stimuli and connect with people, it requires more than just words. It is necessary to create captivating experiences that resonate with emotions and awaken curiosity, inviting a deep immersion into the message you want to convey. As a well-equipped toolbox, psychology provides us with a vast repertoire of strategies and techniques with the potential to positively influence the way we perceive the world, act, and make decisions. Effective communication is not limited to words. Sound psychological principles allow us to not only communicate more effectively, but also build richer, more meaningful relationships, from the importance of a genuine smile to the power of anticipation. Do you want to learn more about the art of persuasion? The art of persuasion is a powerful skill that can help you achieve great things in life. By learning to communicate your ideas effectively and connect with the emotions of others, you can become a master of persuasion. We bring you a guide that will immerse you in the fascinating world of psychology, revealing 18 practical tricks that you can apply in your daily life to improve communication, strengthen bonds, and achieve your goals. You will learn how each technique works and how to use it effectively in different contexts, from the workplace to personal relationships. Psychological tricks, far from being simple mind games, are windows that allow us to peer into the fascinating complexities of the human mind. By understanding the mechanisms underlying these illusions and cognitive biases, we can gain valuable insights into how we relate to the world and to others. By understanding how our minds work, we can learn to communicate more effectively, build stronger relationships, and navigate the complexities of human interaction with greater ease. The application of sound principles not only allows us to achieve specific goals, but also opens the doors to a more harmonious and beneficial environment for all. When we act ethically and conscientiously, we sow the seeds of understanding, cooperation, and mutual well-being. 1. The power of the name. In the universe of interpersonal communication and personal influence, we often overlook the power that lies in the simplest details. Among these details, the use of a person's name during a conversation stands out as a seemingly insignificant gesture, but, in reality, has a profoundly positive impact. By saying someone's name, we are not only addressing them individually, but we are also activating a set of psychological mechanisms that foster connection, respect, and empathy. This seemingly trivial action ignites a spark of recognition and appreciation that transforms the interaction into a more meaningful experience. A person's name is more than just a label. It is a symbol of identity, a representation of your essence, and a reflection of your personal history. By using it, we give the person the feeling of being seen and heard, of being recognized as a unique and valuable individual. This act of recognition not only benefits the receiver, but also enriches the experience of the sender. By using the person's name, we demonstrate genuine interest in them, allowing us to establish a deeper connection and cultivate a more meaningful relationship. The positive impact of using the name extends to various areas of human interaction. In the work context, for example, addressing employees by name fosters a more harmonious and productive work environment where each individual feels valued and respected. A name is not limited to being a simple sequence of letters printed on paper or spoken out loud. It is the essence of a person encapsulated in a sound, a symbol that goes beyond the phonetic to become a representation of their being. It is the melody that accompanies an individual from birth, marking their passage through life and forging their identity. Each syllable, each tone, each accent becomes a trace that defines your history, your values, your personality. A name is a legacy, inherited or created, that carries with it the echo of generations, the voice of those who preceded us, and the hope of those who will come. It is a bridge between the past, present, and future, an intangible link that connects us to our roots and propels us towards the horizon. More than a label, a name is a statement, an assertion of individuality. It is the first word that is associated with our person, the one that distinguishes us in a sea of faces and makes us unique and unrepeatable beings. The power to generate connections lies in its sound. It is the soundtrack of our existence, the melody that accompanies us every step of the way, in every triumph and every setback. A name is the essence of who we are, the sound representation of our soul. The act of recognizing the importance of others not only has a positive impact on interpersonal relationships, but can also increase the effectiveness of our messages. We can create an environment of greater trust and receptivity, which facilitates communication and collaboration. However, it is important to use this strategy in moderation. Excessive authenticity or obvious manipulation can be easily perceived, leading to feelings of discomfort or mistrust. Recognizing and using a person's name with intention not only enriches our communication skills, but also cultivates a form of respect and empathy that can radically transform the essence of our interactions. By using someone's name, we value them as an individual, connect on a deeper level, and establish a bond of trust and mutual understanding. This seemingly simple practice has the power to transform our interpersonal relationships, fostering an environment of greater openness, respect, and empathy. 2. The smile. Beyond words, the smile stands as a non-verbal communication tool of immense power, often underestimated. Its ability to transcend cultural and linguistic barriers makes it a universal language that effectively transmits emotions. It is a gesture that speaks for itself. A genuine smile can express a wide range of positive emotions, from contagious joy to receptive kindness. Without needing to say a single word, we can convey warmth, empathy, and understanding to those around us. The smile has the extraordinary ability to connect with people from different cultures and origins. Its universal character makes it a bridge that breaks down language barriers, allowing links to be established and promoting mutual understanding. It is very powerful. Do not underestimate the power of a smile. Such a simple gesture can make a difference in an interaction, creating a positive environment, generating trust, and opening the doors to effective communication. But we are not talking about just any type of smile, but rather an authentic smile, one that goes beyond the simple curvature of the lips. This special smile involves not only the facial muscles that shape the mouth, but is also reflected in the gaze, illuminating the eyes with a warm and sincere glow. It is an expression that transcends superficiality and reveals the true joy that resides within the person. More than a simple facial expression, the elf smile, that wide, radiant smile that seems to illuminate the face, has meaning. It is a universal symbol of genuine happiness, an unmistakable sign that joy resides in the heart of its wearer. This smile has a unique power, disarming defenses, creating bridges of instant connection, and even modifying the emotional state of the person who receives it. Its contagious warmth has the ability to transform a tense environment into a more pleasant and welcoming one, generating a domino effect of positivity that spreads like a comforting balm. The elf's smile not only reflects a positive mood, but also projects an open and receptive attitude, inviting interaction and closeness. It is an invitation to share joy, to connect with the human essence that unites us all. Incorporating a genuine smile into our everyday interactions, both personally and professionally, is a simple but powerful practice that can make a significant difference in the quality of our communications and relationships. This facial expression, beyond its aesthetic beauty, has a profound psychological and social impact that makes it an invaluable tool for building stronger and more lasting connections. When we smile at someone sincerely, we are wordlessly communicating a series of positive emotions that go beyond verbal language. While a sincere smile is a powerful gesture that can have a positive impact on our relationships and the world around us, it is important to remember that its use must be appropriate to the context and perceived as authentic. A forced or misplaced smile can have the opposite effect to that desired, generating discomfort, distrust, or even rejection. Therefore, it is crucial that the smile emerges naturally and genuinely, reflecting our true emotions and feelings. In the complex art of human communication, a genuine smile stands as an invaluable tool, a master key capable of opening doors and building bridges where words alone may be limited. Its power lies in its ability to transmit deep and sincere emotions that go beyond verbal language, creating meaningful and lasting connections between people. Incorporating a genuine smile into our repertoire of social interaction is not only a psychological strategy to improve our relationships, but an act of kindness and humanity that enriches both those who offer it and those who receive it. 3. The mirror. Known as mirroring, it is an intriguing psychological technique that is based on the principle of unconscious imitation. It consists of subtly reflecting the behaviors, gestures, or speech patterns of the person with whom you interact, thus creating a feeling of connection and comfort. Human beings have a natural tendency to imitate those with whom we identify or whom we consider pleasant. By imitating these non-verbal aspects, a synchrony effect is created. This includes gestures such as body posture, facial expressions, hand movements, and even tone of voice. By mirroring the other person's behaviors, we are sending them non-verbal signals that we are listening carefully, that we understand them, and that we feel comfortable in their company. The natural inclination toward the familiar and comfortable in social interactions, while it may seem like a simple phenomenon, hides significant potential as a communication tool. When used consciously and subtly, familiarity can become a powerful instrument for connecting with others and conveying messages effectively. Mirroring works because people are generally attracted to symmetry and similarity. This can lead to increased empathy and mutual trust, making communication more effective and relationships stronger. However, for this technique to be effective, it is crucial to apply it sparingly and almost imperceptibly. The goal is not to mechanically copy the other person's every move or word, but to capture the essence of their behavior so that the imitation appears natural and fluid. This may include synchronizing the rhythm of speech, adopting a similar body posture, or mirroring facial expressions. By mirroring the other person's behavior, you are letting them know that you are paying attention and are interested in what they have to say. This can build trust and a deeper sense of connection. By tuning into the other person's nonverbal behavior, you can better understand their emotions and intentions, facilitating more effective communication. Additionally, subtly imitating the other person's body language can help you feel calmer and more confident in social situations. These actions, when done carefully, can facilitate a deeper connection without the other person consciously realizing why they feel more understood or close. Mirroring, when practiced with respect and integrity, can be a powerful tool in building authentic and meaningful relationships. It is important to distinguish between genuine mirroring and manipulative imitation. Genuine mirroring is based on the intention to understand and connect with the other person on a deep level. It's about listening carefully, observing with empathy, and reflecting what you hear and see in a way that demonstrates understanding and respect, fundamental elements of any healthy relationship. In the professional world, where effective communication and collaboration are essential for success, the importance of nonverbal communication goes beyond simple facial expression. A crucial aspect of nonverbal interaction is synchronization, the subtle adaptation of our gestures and tone of voice to those of our colleagues or clients. By subtly mirroring the gestures or tone of voice of a colleague or client, it is possible to create a more harmonious environment conducive to mutual understanding and shared success. The mirror is a powerful tool when used as a communication approach. Its conscious and authentic use has the potential to transform fleeting interactions into meaningful, lasting connections. 4. The favor technique. The trick of asking for favors, far from being simple manipulation, is based on a fundamental psychological principle: reciprocity. This strategy suggests that, counterintuitively, asking someone for a favor, even a small one, can paradoxically increase their affection toward us. But how does it work? By requesting a favor, we are showing trust in the other person, considering them capable of helping us. This action generates a feeling of value and usefulness in the person receiving the request, which in turn awakens a feeling of moral obligation to reciprocate. The effect of reciprocity goes beyond the simple obligation to return the favor. By completing the requested task, the person experiences a feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment, which positively reinforces the image they have of themselves and, consequently, the image they have of us. The trick of asking for favors not only increases affection towards us, but also strengthens the bonds of the relationship. By sharing a common experience based on trust and mutual help, a deeper and more meaningful bond is created between people. This strategy can be used in various contexts, from personal relationships to the professional field. For example, we can ask a friend to recommend a book, ask a co-worker for help with a specific task, or even ask a stranger for a favor, such as directions to a place. This is known as the Ben Franklin effect. This curious phenomenon takes its name from a famous incident involving the American polymath Benjamin Franklin. According to the story, Franklin wanted to read a rare book that belonged to a political rival, James Logan. Instead of simply borrowing it, Franklin decided to request it as a favor. Logan, surprised by the unusual request, agreed to lend him the book. Franklin, upon returning the book, expressed his deep gratitude to Logan for his kindness. This seemingly simple gesture had an unexpected impact. Franklin relates in his autobiography that, from that moment on, he began to develop a greater appreciation for Logan, which eventually led to a lasting friendship between the two. The key principle underlying performing favors is based on the justification of actions. When helping someone, the person who performs the favor unconsciously seeks to justify his or her own actions to himself. This justification is based on the belief that the person being helped is nice, and that therefore the action of helping him or her is justified. This belief generates a feeling of pleasure towards the person who has been helped, which in turn lays the foundation for building more positive relationships. By helping someone, we feel good about ourselves and the other person, which increases the chances that the relationship will be strengthened and maintained over time. The key to establishing a meaningful connection with someone is to ask for something small and reasonable, something that won't be a huge hardship for the other person, but still requires a conscious effort on their part. By asking for something small, we are giving the other person the opportunity to demonstrate their willingness to help and collaborate. This gesture, although seemingly insignificant, can generate a feeling of reciprocity and foster a deeper connection. It is important to note that this strategy should not be used in a manipulative or selfish way. It is important to note that the success of this technique depends on sincerity and timing. The request should seem genuine and made at the right time so as not to appear manipulative or coercive. Furthermore, thanking for the favor received is not only an act of courtesy, but we are validating the other person's action and recognizing the value that this gesture has for us. This generates a feeling of satisfaction and appreciation in the person who has done it, reinforcing the positive connection between both. Requesting a favor not only means asking for help, but also represents an opportunity to demonstrate trust in the other person. By asking for a favor, we are acknowledging the other person's abilities, resources, or willingness to provide support. This can increase individual self-esteem and promote a dynamic of cooperation and mutual respect. The favor technique, when used carefully, can be a valuable tool to strengthen bonds, facilitate open communication, and build more united and collaborative communities. 5. The law of reciprocity. Reciprocity, far from being a simple courtesy, stands as a psychological principle of great importance in the field of human interactions and social relationships. Its essence lies in the natural tendency we experience to return a positive gesture we have received. In other words, when someone acts favorably towards us, a powerful force is activated within us that compels us to reciprocate in some way. This impulse can manifest itself in various ways, whether through a specific favor, a material gift, or even a simple expression of gratitude. This trick is based on a fundamental principle of human nature, the law of reciprocity. This innate tendency to give back what is received is manifested in various cultures around the world, promoting cooperation and social cohesion. By consciously applying the law of reciprocity in our relationships, we can make a positive and lasting impact on the way we relate to others. Offering something first, whether it's a kind gesture, valuable advice, or a small gift, activates the law of reciprocity in the other person. By showing initiative and a willingness to give, we create an environment conducive to collaboration and strengthening our social bonds. Reciprocity, that universal law that dictates that what we give, we receive, not only increases the likelihood of a positive response, but also triggers a virtuous cycle of giving and receiving that enriches our interactions and fills them with meaning. It is essential that the application of this law be guided by genuine generosity and not by expectations of personal gain. The true magic of reciprocity lies in performing acts of kindness without the anticipation of a reward, acting from the heart and expecting nothing in return. By offering help, understanding, or simply a sincere smile, we are sowing seeds of positivity that will germinate in our environment. This positive energy spreads, encouraging others to act in the same way and creating a virtuous circle that benefits everyone. Reciprocity not only benefits the person who receives the act of kindness, but also the person who offers it. By giving without expecting anything in return, we cultivate empathy, compassion, and generosity, qualities that strengthen our relationships and make us more human. In the area of reciprocity, it is important to find a balance between generosity and naturalness. While grand gestures can be a sign of goodwill, they can sometimes be perceived as attempts at obligation or manipulation, generating discomfort and resistance in the other person. The key to effective reciprocity lies in understanding the context and sensitivity to the needs and expectations of the other. Offering help or favors at the right time and in a genuine and selfless manner is essential for reciprocity to be perceived positively and generate a positive impact on the relationship. Reciprocity is not limited to an immediate exchange or an exact proportion between what is given and what is received. Often the generosity offered returns to the giver in unexpected and rewarding ways, enriching their life in unimaginable ways. Reciprocity, far from being a simple psychological trick, becomes a philosophy of life when implemented with integrity and empathy. Its conscious practice has the potential to radically transform our relationships and communities, creating a more harmonious and connected world. 6. Scarcity. Scarcity, that psychological principle deeply rooted in our being, drives us to value more what we perceive as rare or difficult to access. The fear of losing something valuable makes us more receptive to its attractiveness, significantly influencing our decisions and behaviors. This psychological phenomenon is based on the idea that what is scarce or difficult to obtain is therefore more valuable. Exclusivity and limitation arouse our interest and encourage us to act more quickly and decisively to avoid losing the opportunity. The principle of scarcity is not only limited to the field of consumption, but is also applied very effectively in social interactions and marketing strategies. When used effectively, it creates a sense of urgency, making offers seem more attractive simply because they are limited. By creating a sense of urgency or exclusivity, we can increase the perceived value of a product, service, or even an opportunity, driving consumers to make faster and more committed decisions. This is how we see promotions that indicate limited time offers that generate a feeling of urgency and that prompts us to buy before losing the opportunity. Products or services available in limited quantities are perceived as more exclusive and desirable, increasing their perceived value. Furthermore, another trick applied is the mystery of the unknown. They give us incomplete information or a lack of transparency about a product or service to arouse our curiosity and increase its attractiveness. It is important to highlight that the application of the scarcity principle must be done in an ethical and responsible manner. Excessive manipulation or creating false urgencies can breed mistrust and damage relationships. The key lies in finding a balance between strategy and transparency, creating real and lasting value for people. Scarcity, when used strategically, can be a powerful tool to increase interest and desire for a product, service, or experience. However, for this strategy to be effective, it is essential to clearly communicate the value of what is being offered, not only highlighting its rarity, but also why it is desirable or beneficial. The idea is not only to communicate that the offer is limited, but also that it is unique, exclusive, and therefore irresistible. For the valuable scarcity strategy to work ethically and effectively, it is essential that the limitation be genuine. This means that the offer must actually be subject to real restrictions, such as the time available, the amount of resources or access to exclusive experiences. By recognizing scarcity as a legitimate factor in interaction, we are not only validating an objective reality, but we are also demonstrating respect for the intelligence and autonomy of the consumer or interlocutor. This honest and transparent approach bases the interaction on principles of mutual trust, avoiding manipulation or the creation of false expectations. However, it is important to be aware of the impact that shortages can have on people. While it can motivate action, it can also lead to anxiety, stress, and even undue pressure. The key lies in finding a balance between motivation and emotional well-being. 7. Validation. Validation is an act of deep empathy that involves recognizing and accepting another person's emotions as legitimate and understandable, regardless of whether or not we agree with the reasons behind them. By validating the emotions of others, we communicate a message of respect, understanding, and support, creating a safe space for authentic expression and constructive dialogue. Validation goes beyond simple passive listening. It involves an active effort to understand the other person's perspective and experience without judging or criticizing their feelings. It is about connecting with the other person on an emotional level and conveying to them that their emotions are valid and worth listening to. Recognition of emotions is a fundamental component of effective human communication. When people feel that their emotions are validated and understood, it creates a safe space where they feel comfortable expressing themselves more openly and deeply. This, in turn, facilitates the resolution of misunderstandings, the strengthening of trust, and the deepening of bonds between the parties involved. Effectively validating someone's emotions is important. Practice active listening, reflect on what has been said, and acknowledge the emotion expressed with simple phrases like, "It sounds like that was really frustrating for you," or "I can understand why you feel that way." Emotional validation is an act of great value in human relationships. It consists of recognizing and accepting the other person's feelings without passing judgment or offering hasty solutions. Emotionally validating statements not only show that we are paying attention to what the other person is saying, but they also convey our genuine concern for their emotional well-being. By validating the other person's emotions, we put ourselves in their shoes and strive to understand their perspective. This empathetic attitude creates a safe space where the person feels heard, understood, and accepted. Emotional validation does not mean agreeing with everything the other person says or feels. It's about recognizing the validity of your emotions without judging or minimizing them. Emotional validation is an act of deep empathy and understanding that goes beyond simply listening to someone's words. It is about recognizing and accepting the other person's emotions without judging them or trying to minimize them. Emotional validation is an act of deep empathy and understanding that goes beyond simply listening to someone's words. It is about recognizing and accepting the other person's emotions without judging them or trying to minimize them. By validating someone's emotions, we are communicating that we are paying attention to what they are saying and feeling. We show you that we care about your emotional well-being and that we are there to support you through this difficult time. Emotional challenges or conflict resolution, it is crucial to apply emotional validation sincerely. Validation that seems forced or inauthentic can have the opposite effect, leading to feelings of isolation or misunderstanding. Therefore, authenticity in emotional communication is essential to validate another person's emotions. It is a psychological trick that, when used genuinely and empathetically, can transform relationships, promote healthy communication, and support emotional well-being. 8. Curiosity. Curiosity, that innate spark that drives us to discover and learn, becomes a powerful tool in the field of human psychology. Its ability to motivate exploration, learning, and attention makes it an invaluable resource for effective communication. The trick lies in arousing the audience's interest and curiosity. It is about presenting the information or offer in a way that intrigues, raises questions, and invites exploration. By igniting the spark of curiosity, we turn communication into an engaging and memorable experience. Curiosity acts as an emotional hook that catches the public's attention. We become detectives, eager to solve the mystery that is presented to us, to unravel the secrets hidden behind the information. By provoking curiosity, we significantly increase attention, retention, and memory of the content presented. Information that sparks our interest is recorded more deeply in our brain, motivating us to act and make decisions based on what we have learned. Curiosity can be applied in various areas of communication, from advertising and marketing to education and personal relationships. In each case, it will be adapted to the characteristics of the audience and the message you wish to convey. By provoking curiosity, you create an emotional hook that can significantly increase attention, retention, motivation to act, and memory for the content presented. Using curiosity often involves presenting an intriguing question, surprising fact, or incomplete story that leaves the listener wanting more. This can be achieved through a variety of techniques, such as using titles or introductions that provoke questions, presenting challenges that encourage problem-solving, or gradually revealing information that keeps the audience interested from start to finish. Awakening curiosity also means playing with the unknown and the unexpected, something that draws people into mystery and what they don't fully understand, leading them to seek answers and solutions. This trick can be particularly effective in educational and marketing environments where engaging the audience is crucial. For the success of conveying a message or selling a product, it is important to balance the amount of information or the level of mystery presented. Too much uncertainty can lead to frustration or withdrawal, while too little may not be enough to spark genuine interest. The key is finding the sweet spot that captures the audience's imagination and takes them on a journey of discovery that is both satisfying and informative to fuel curiosity. It is essential to provide a resolution or conclusion that rewards the satisfaction of curiosity. It should lead to greater knowledge, deeper understanding, or an enriching experience. This not only rewards the audience for their participation, but also strengthens the connection between the communicator and the receiver, creating a positive memory associated with that interaction. Curiosity is a psychological trick that, when skillfully manipulated, can transform the way information is received and retained. Arousing and satisfying curiosity not only makes learning and communication easier and more effective, but also more enjoyable by promoting a deeper and lasting connection with the content or message presented. 9. The halo effect. The halo effect is a fascinating psychological trick that reveals how our general impressions of a person can influence our judgments about their specific characteristics. This phenomenon occurs when a single positive quality of a person, such as attractive appearance, charisma, or professional success, leads us to attribute other positive qualities, such as intelligence or kindness, even without direct evidence. This psychological trick demonstrates the power of first impressions and how they can shape our perception of someone in several dimensions. The halo effect can be used consciously to improve the way others perceive us, whether on social media, in professional or academic contexts. Presenting yourself in a polished manner, maintaining a positive attitude, and demonstrating competence in an area can lead people to form a more favorable overall view. However, it is crucial that this strategy is used with integrity, that ensures that the impression we leave is genuine and truly reflects our skills and intentions. In practice, the halo effect can be observed in a variety of situations, from job interviews to social gatherings. For example, a candidate who presents himself well and speaks confidently on a topic may be perceived as more qualified for the position, even if other areas of competence have not been directly assessed in a similar manner. A person who displays good manners and kindness in a social situation may be considered more trustworthy and likable. It is important to be aware of how the halo effect affects not only the way we see others, but also how we are seen by them. By recognizing this phenomenon, we can take steps to ensure that our first impressions are as positive as possible. It is also important to strive to know others more deeply, beyond first impressions. It is essential to develop a critical consciousness to prevent the halo effect from leading us to hasty judgments or superficial evaluations of people. Understanding that a single positive characteristic does not define all the complexity of an individual is crucial to establishing more fair and balanced interactions. In short, the halo effect is a powerful psychological trick that underscores the importance of first impressions and how they can influence perception in areas far beyond those originally observed. By using it consciously and ethically, we can improve how we are perceived while making an effort to see beyond the first impressions of others, seeking a richer, more nuanced understanding of the people around us. 10. The art of active listening. Active listening goes beyond mere hearing, positioning itself as a powerful psychological trick to improve relationships by facilitating understanding and promoting an environment of mutual respect. This technique involves listening carefully with the goal of fully understanding the speaker's message, reflecting on what has been said, and responding in a way that validates the other person's experience. Using active listening, we demonstrate appreciation not only for the words, but also for the underlying feelings and thoughts expressed by the other person. The practice of active listening involves several key strategies, such as keeping your eyes in contact with the speaker, nodding using facial expressions that indicate understanding, and asking relevant questions that show genuine interest in the conversation. These actions convey to the speaker that their message is being received and valued, creating a safe space for the open and sincere exchange of ideas. Additionally, repeating or paraphrasing important points can help ensure that the listener has correctly understood the message and at the same time show the speaker that they have been heard accurately. Active listening has a profound impact on interpersonal relationships. It can dismantle conflicts by allowing all parties to feel heard and understood, and it can strengthen bonds by creating a sense of empathy and connection. In the workplace, for example, active listening can improve team dynamics and problem-solving effectiveness by facilitating collaboration and mutual understanding. A crucial aspect of active listening is patience and the willingness to postpone response or judgment until the speaker has completed his or her thought. This can be a challenge, especially in emotionally charged conversations or when there are significant differences of opinion. However, by prioritizing complete understanding before formulating a response, an atmosphere of respect and consideration is created that potentially leads to more creative and mutually satisfying solutions. Beyond improving communication and relationships, active listening also contributes to personal development by encouraging openness to new ideas and perspectives. By actively listening, we can learn more and expand our understanding of the world and others, and adapt our worldview in a more informed and empathetic way. In short, the art of active listening is more than a psychological trick. It is a fundamental communication skill that enriches human interaction at all levels. Practicing active listening not only improves our relationships and our ability to understand others, but also promotes an environment of respect, understanding, and collaboration that benefits everyone. 11. The law of contrast. The law of contrast is a psychological principle that highlights how we perceive the differences between two things presented one after the other. When two items, ideas, or situations are placed next to each other, we tend to evaluate the second in direct contrast to the first, which can dramatically amplify the perception of their differences. For example, if you place your hand in cold water and then in room temperature water, the room temperature water will appear noticeably warmer even though its temperature has not changed. In communication, negotiation, and marketing, the law of contrast can be used to significantly influence people's perception and decision-making. For example, by presenting a higher price before offering the actual price of a product, the second price may appear particularly more attractive, even if it may be considered high in isolation. This occurs due to our perception of value that is not absolute, but relative to what is presented above. To effectively apply the law of contrast, it is crucial to understand the context and objectives of the interaction. In a negotiation, for example, starting with higher than expected demands can make later, more moderate terms seem more reasonable. Facilitating an agreement by starting with a complex concept and then simplifying it can make the simplified concept more easily understood and appreciated. However, it is important to use the law of contrast with ethics and transparency. Deceptively manipulating people's perceptions can breed mistrust and damage long-term relationships. The key is to deliver real value and use contrast to highlight that value in a fair and clear way. The law of contrast also emphasizes the importance of preparation and presentation in communication. By carefully planning the order in which ideas or information offerings are presented, we can better guide our audience's perception and response. This not only improves the effectiveness of our communication, but also helps establish a stronger, more positive connection with others by making it easier to understand and appreciate the value we offer. In summary, the law of contrast is a powerful psychological tool that, when used with consideration and integrity, can enrich our ability to communicate, persuade, and influence. By understanding and applying this principle, we can significantly improve the way our messages, products, or services are perceived, leading to more productive interactions and more satisfying results. 12. The power of touch. The power of touch explores how subtle physical contact can significantly influence perception and social interaction. This psychological trick is based on the idea that a light, appropriate touch can convey trust, empathy, and the establishment of a deeper connection between people. In the context of human relationships, touch can serve as a powerful form of nonverbal communication capable of expressing support, affection, and understanding without the need for words. Studies have shown that a firm handshake, touching the arm during a conversation, or a warm hug can significantly increase feelings of trust and cooperation. For example, in a professional setting, a handshake at the beginning and end of a meeting can not only be a sign of courtesy and formality, but also a means of establishing a stronger connection and conveying trustworthiness. However, the use of touch as a tool of influence must be approached with sensitivity and respect for individual and cultural differences. What is considered a friendly gesture in one culture may be perceived differently in another. Additionally, it is crucial to be aware of each individual's personal comfort and limits. A touch that is unwelcome or perceived as invasive can have the opposite effect than desired, causing discomfort or withdrawal. To effectively apply the power of touch, it is essential to observe and respond to the other person's non-verbal cues. This may involve starting with more reserved gestures such as a handshake and only proceeding to more personal ways if there is clear openness and reciprocity. Additionally, it is important to consider the context of the interaction, choosing moments when a touch can be seen as a gesture of support or encouragement, such as during a compliment or when expressing gratitude. In short, when used thoughtfully and respectfully, the power of touch can be an incredibly effective tool for strengthening bonds, improving communication, and promoting a sense of connection and trust between people. It is a reminder that, even in an increasingly digital world, tangible human connections are invaluable and can significantly enrich our interactions. 13. The principle of authority. The authority principle is a psychological trick based on people's natural tendency to follow or trust individuals, perceived as authorities in certain areas or topics. This phenomenon can be attributed to our intrinsic desire for direction and clarity in a complex world that leads us to seek guidance from figures who demonstrate knowledge, competence, or power. When a person is seen as an authority, his or her opinions, decisions, and recommendations tend to be accepted more easily, regardless of critical evaluation. Effectively applying the principle of authority implies, above all, establishing credibility. This can be achieved by demonstrating specialist knowledge, relevant experience, or even experience with other respected authorities. However, it is crucial that this authority is based on authenticity and integrity. Trust, once lost through false statements or deceptive practices, is difficult to regain. In professional contexts, for example, a doctor who wears a gown and displays relevant diplomas in his office not only follows a convention, but also indicates his authority and competence in the field of medicine, which can increase patient confidence. At his trial, similarly, in a business presentation that references relevant research or highlights successful past experiences, you can reinforce the speaker's perception of authority by making the audience more receptive to your ideas. However, it is essential to balance authority with accessibility. The most respected authorities are those who, in addition to demonstrating competence, are also seen as empathetic and open to questions and discussions. This not only humanizes the authority figure, but also promotes an environment of mutual learning and growth. Additionally, it is important to be aware of how authority can unconsciously influence behavior and decisions. Blind obedience to authority can lead to errors in judgment or unethical actions, as has been historically demonstrated in famous psychological experiments, so critical thinking and healthy questioning should be encouraged. Choosing authorities can be as important as establishing authority itself. In short, the principle of authority is a powerful tool for influencing and leading. When used ethically and responsibly, it can improve communication, increase trust, and promote cooperation. However, it must be balanced with humility and a willingness to engage in dialogue, ensuring that authority is always at the service of the common good and mutual development. 14. Coherence. Consistency is a psychological trick that relies on our natural tendency to act consistently with our previous statements, beliefs, and actions. This principle is essential for building a stable and reliable personal identity, but it can also be a powerful tool for achieving subtle changes and effectively influencing the behavior of others. The key to this trick's effectiveness lies in our innate aversion to cognitive dissonance, which is the psychological discomfort experienced when our behaviors are not aligned with our beliefs or past actions. One way to apply the principle of coherence is through initial commitment. When people commit verbally or in writing to an idea or goal, they are more likely to take subsequent actions that are in line with that initial commitment, even if there is a personal cost associated. This is because consistency between our beliefs and actions is often seen as a positive character trait that leads people to strive to maintain an image of integrity and trustworthiness. In the context of sales, for example, this might mean persuading a customer to first agree on the importance of certain product features and then presenting that product as the solution that best aligns with those features. In social or work contexts, asking for small favors or initial commitments can set a precedent for more meaningful cooperation in the future. For the principle of coherence to be used ethically and effectively, it is crucial that the initial commitment be made freely and without pressure. Additionally, it is important that the actions or beliefs one wishes to promote are truly aligned with the other person's interests and values. This not only increases the likelihood of adherence, but also helps build relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Consistency also plays an important role in personal life. Developing and setting clear goals and making our commitments public can significantly increase our motivation to achieve them. As we seek to maintain consistency with our previous statements, this shows how the principle of consistency can be a positive force not only to influence others, but also to promote personal growth and achievement. In short, consistency is a powerful psychological principle that can be used to influence behaviors and decisions in a subtle but meaningful way. When applied with consideration and respect for the values and autonomy of others, it can be a valuable tool for building trusting relationships and encouraging actions that benefit both the individual and the community. 15. Social proof. Social proof is a psychological trick based on the influence of collective behavior on individual decisions. This principle suggests that people tend to observe the actions and choices of others to determine what is right or desirable in a given situation, especially in times of uncertainty. Social proof is powerful because it is based on the assumption that collective wisdom can provide reliable guidance. This phenomenon can be observed in a wide range of contexts, from choosing a restaurant based on its online reviews to deciding to purchase a product that has many positive reviews. Basically, when we see that other people have made a decision or adopted a behavior, we are more inclined to follow their example, assuming that this choice is valid or beneficial. To effectively apply social proof, it is important to highlight popular options, testimonials, or endorsements from groups relevant to the individual or audience in question. This can be done through customer reviews, influencer endorsements, statistics showing the popularity of an option, or even success stories from people the audience may consider similar. In marketing and advertising, social proof is often used to increase trust in a product or service by showing that many other people are already enjoying its benefits. On social media, likes, comments, and shares serve as visible indicators of approval that encourage others to interact in a similar way. However, it is crucial that the social proof is genuine. Dishonest attempts to fabricate evidence, such as through fake reviews or undisclosed paid endorsements, can damage long-term credibility and trust. Additionally, it is important to recognize that social proof has limits and should not be used to encourage harmful or unethical behavior. Beyond its use in marketing and sales, social proof can also be a positive force in promoting beneficial behaviors on social media. In environmental contexts, for example, that highlight the popularity of sustainable practices or the growing number of people adopting a healthy lifestyle, they can encourage others to do the same. In short, social proof is a psychological principle deeply rooted in the human desire for belonging and trust in collective wisdom. When used ethically and responsibly, it can be a valuable tool to positively influence individual choices and behaviors that promote both business success and collective well-being. 16. Emotional contrast. Emotional contrast is a psychological technique that involves taking someone on an emotional journey from moments of difficulty or tension to positive resolution or relief. This trick is based on the principle that experiences are intensified and more memorable when preceded by contrasting emotions. For example, the feeling of relief and happiness is amplified after a period of anxiety, creating a more striking and long-lasting emotional experience. Applying emotional contrast effectively can be a powerful tool for storytelling, marketing, education, and even everyday conversations. By starting with a problem or challenge followed by presenting a solution or happy ending, you will not only capture your audience's attention, but also create a stronger emotional bond. This emotional journey can make the message more persuasive, increase information retention, and encourage action. In narrative contexts, for example, stories that involve conflict, followed by resolution, tend to be more engaging and satisfying. Advertising that presents a common problem, such as pain or difficulty, followed by the introduction of a product or service as the perfect solution, can motivate consumers to act driven by the desire to experience the promised positive transformation. However, it is essential that the use of emotional contrast is done with sensitivity and authenticity. Excessive manipulation of emotions can be perceived as insincere or exploitative, negatively affecting the audience's perception of the message. Furthermore, it is important to ensure that the resolution offered is realistic and achievable by providing a genuine sense of hope and optimism. Beyond its application in communication and marketing, emotional contrast also has significant implications for personal growth and facing challenges. The awareness that difficult moments can be followed by growth and positive resolution. It can offer comfort during periods of adversity by promoting resilience and a more optimistic attitude in the face of difficulties. In summary, emotional contrast is a valuable psychological tool that, when used ethically and thoughtfully, can enrich communication, strengthen messages, and promote deep emotional connection. By guiding people through an emotional journey of ups and downs, it is possible to not only capture their attention, but also leave a lasting impression that motivates reflection, learning, and action. 17. Uniqueness. Uniqueness is a psychological trick that focuses on the importance of making someone feel unique or special in a particular context. This principle suggests that people are more likely to become involved or invested in a situation in which they perceive that their participation is distinctively valuable and that they offer something that no one else can. Appealing to a person's sense of uniqueness can strengthen connection and motivation by validating their individuality and specific contributions. Applying the uniqueness strategy involves recognizing and celebrating the unique characteristics, talents, or perspectives that people bring to the table. This can be as simple as customizing a message or offer to reflect an individual's personality. Create opportunities or experiences that fit the unique qualities of a group or individual. In marketing, for example, campaigns that use personalization to tailor messages and offers to consumer behavior and preferences can result in a more positive experience as consumers feel valued and understood as individuals. Similarly, in the workplace, recognizing and utilizing the unique strengths of each team member can not only increase effectiveness and satisfaction at work, but also promote a sense of belonging and appreciation. However, it is crucial that any effort to highlight uniqueness is genuine and based on an authentic understanding of individual qualities. Superficial attempts at personalization or generic compliments can easily be perceived as insincere, undermining the effectiveness of the strategy and possibly negatively affecting the outcome. Additionally, while the oneness principle can be a powerful tool for strengthening connections and motivation, it is also important to balance this. Celebrating uniqueness does not mean ignoring the value of collaboration and collective contribution. On the contrary, recognizing the uniqueness of each individual can enrich the fabric of the community as a whole. In short, appealing to uniqueness is a psychological approach that, when applied carefully and authentically, can significantly improve engagement, satisfaction, and loyalty. By valuing people as unique individuals and recognizing their specific contributions, it is possible to create an atmosphere of respect and appreciation that benefits everyone involved. 18. Anticipation. Anticipation is a psychological trick that explores the exciting expectation that something is about to happen by increasing interest and participation through the promise of future rewards or experiences. The principle is based on the idea that the anticipation of an event can be as exciting or even more exciting than the event itself. Anticipation creates suspense that keeps people engaged and interested in what is to come. Anticipation effectively involves creating a sense of expectation and curiosity, setting the stage for something big, exciting, or revealing. This can be achieved through trailers, countdowns, or advertisements that give hints without fully revealing what is to come. In marketing, for example, product launch campaigns that use these techniques can generate buzz and anticipation, encouraging audiences to stay tuned and engaged in narrative contexts. Anticipation can be used to build tension in a story by keeping the audience on the edge of their seats, eager for the climax. In education, presenting a topic with an intriguing question or challenge can increase student interest by motivating them to dig deeper to discover the answers. For anticipation to be effective, it is crucial to balance the amount of information revealed. Giving too much away can diminish interest, while revealing too little can confuse or frustrate the audience. The secret is to maintain a balance that keeps people curious and anxious, but also confident that it will be worth it. Additionally, it is important to keep promises made during the anticipation phase. Expectations create hope, and if the end result does not match expectations, it can lead to disappointment and loss of confidence. Anticipation can also have a positive impact on emotional well-being, as the expectation of positive events can increase happiness and satisfaction. Building anticipation is not only a tool for engagement and marketing, but also a valuable component of creating enriching life experiences. In short, anticipation is a powerful psychological trick that, when used strategically and responsibly, can amplify interest, excitement, and satisfaction. By cultivating expectations and delivering rewarding results, it is possible to create memorable moments and build deeper, more meaningful relationships with your audience. By exploring the wide range of psychological tricks available, from the power of the name to the magic of anticipation, it becomes clear how a deep understanding of human psychology can transform our interactions and relationships. Each technique, based on sound psychological principles, offers us a window into the human mind that reveals ways in which we can positively influence both ourselves and those around us. When these strategies are applied ethically and thoughtfully, they have the potential to not only improve communication and strengthen bonds, but also foster environments of greater empathy and mutual understanding. However, it is important to always maintain integrity and respect for others by using these tricks in a way that promotes collective well-being rather than unfair manipulation or personal gain. Knowledge and application of these psychological techniques open paths to more effective and deeper communication and a richer understanding of human nature. By arming ourselves with these tools, we can navigate the social world more easily, create more meaningful connections, and positively influence the situations we experience. In conclusion, the psychological tricks discussed in this guide are testaments to the power of applied psychology. They remind us of the importance of approaching every interaction with empathy and a genuine desire to contribute positively to the lives of those with whom we interact. As we continue to explore and apply these principles in our daily lives, we open doors to a world of limitless possibilities for growing connection and mutual understanding. Persuasion is a powerful tool that can help you achieve your goals. By understanding the principles of persuasion and practicing different techniques, you can become a more effective and influential communicator. That's it for our tour today through the fascinating world of psychology. By understanding and applying these principles, you can significantly increase your chances of persuading others. If you liked this chapter, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave us your opinions, discoveries, and experiences in the comments. Thank you for joining me. I invite you to continue with us so that we can walk together the path of knowledge of the wonderful complexity of human behavior.